Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have updates to share about Donald Trump's coup clowns, and the first story is just the best. America's defendant, Rudy Giuliani, has officially been ordered to turn over his assets to Georgia election workers that he defamed. So, Ruby Freeman and Shaye. Yesterday, a U.S. District Judge Louis Lyman issued this ruling. He ordered Giuliani to transfer all of his personal property to a receiver, quote, including cash accounts, jewelry and valuables, a legal claim for unpaid attorney's fees, and his interest in his Madison Avenue co-op apartment. So Giuliani has 7 days to do this, and then the receiver can start selling his assets to pay down the $148 million judgment that he owes to Moss and Freeman. And part of what was ordered to be turned over immediately was that 1980 Mercedes-Benz that I mentioned the other day, the one that was previously owned by actress Sophia Loren. And of course, the legal claim for unpaid attorney's fees relates to the $2 million that Giuliani says he's owed by Donald Trump and the RNC for the election work that he did in 2020. I also mentioned the other day, Giuliani had asked the judge to put that part of it on hold until after the election because he said, if they start talking about this outstanding bill and then they go after Trump and it's going to look like I'm suing Trump and it could cause a quote unquote media frenzy. Well, in his order, the judge slammed Giuliani for this and his hypocrisy. And the judge wrote, quote, "The profound irony manifest in defendant's alleged concern is not lost on the court. By his own admission, defendant defamed plaintiffs by perpetuating lies about them. Defendant's lies cast unwarranted doubt on the integrity of the ballot counting in Fulton County, Georgia, in the immediate wake of the 2020 presidential election. Plaintiffs are entitled, as a matter of law, to pursue any outstanding interest of the defendants in satisfaction of their judgment." However, the judge still hasn't made a decision about a couple of things. So the World Series rings that I mentioned the other day and his Florida condo. So I had mentioned earlier this week, the rings are in contention because Giuliani's son is now claiming that, oh, my dad gifted those to me in 2018. Odd that he's just bringing it up now, but whatever, we'll see. And then Giuliani's Florida property, that is apparently involved in another lawsuit right now. So the judge is waiting on the results of another hearing to figure that all out and, get this all settled. So I will keep you posted on those items. And I have to say, I would pay money for this. I would pay money to see a video if Moss and Freeman get the keys to his New York high-rise apartment and they walk in singing the theme from the Jeffersons, right? That video would go viral in minutes. We've been moving on up to the east side. I mean, it would be perfect. Just to troll him with that would be awesome. Anyway, next up is news about Trump's third and final chief of staff, Mark Meadows. So Meadows had asked the court to grant him access to a bunch of emails, text messages, a bunch of other documents that are currently being held by the National Archives. So this is stuff that had been, written and drafted or documented throughout his time in the White House when he was Donald Trump's chief of staff. He wants this information to help with his defense in the Georgia RICO case. Well, U.S. District Judge Tim Kelly just sided with another court, a state court's ruling, and denied his request. And by the way, this Judge Kelly is a Trump appointee. Last but not least, I have another really great story to share with you. One of Trump's other election-denying allies has been hit with a pretty substantial financial penalty in a defamation case. So you may remember me mentioning a man named Joe Oltmann. He is a MAGA commentator. He hosts an online show called Conservative Daily. He is this MAGA hero, and he is the guy who started the rumor that a Dominion Voting Systems executive rigged the 2020 election. So Oltmann, back then, after the 2020 election, he told his audience that he had obtained a recording of a quote unquote Antifa Zoom meeting, as if Antifa holds online meetings like that. And Oltmann claimed that there was someone on this call named Eric, and this person, Eric, worked for Dominion. And according to Oltmann, this Eric guy said, quote, "Don't worry about the election. Trump is not going to win. I made effing sure of it." So this, of course, is complete and utter bullshit. But Oltmann's audience, obviously, the MAGA sheep fell for it. They targeted this Dominion employee with death threats, ran him and his family out of town. I have mentioned him before as well. His name is Eric Coomer. So Coomer sued Oltmann. He's suing a bunch of people. One of them is Oltmann for defamation for these lies. Well, the judge recently told Oltmann, put up or shut up. The judge told Oltmann, you need to provide evidence to back up your election fraud claims about Coomer, or you need to pay. So Oltmann, here's what he claims. Oltmann says that someone gave him access to that supposed Antifa meeting online, but he refuses to say who it was. He also claims that someone gave him access to Coomer's private Facebook account and that, I caught him talking about how he rigged the election. He also refuses to say who provided him with that information, supposedly. So the judge said, okay, you are going to pay Eric Coomer $1,000 a day for every day that you fail to provide your so-called proof. So that's going to be a big bill, considering that Oltmann likely made all of this up. I mean, I say likely, but yeah, we know, right? And add to that, Oltmann just has run into the brick wall of the find out phase. Like, he's on this journey and he just hit a brick wall. He was just kicked out of 3 of his own companies. So yesterday on his show, Oltmann told his audience, quote, "I was taken out of 3 of my companies yesterday. The boards decided that it was better that I not be associated with those companies. They asked me to step down. So it's working. I'm gonna go broke." So what do you know? As is typical with Trump supporters who claim that, socialism's evil, it's the greatest evil in the world, he set up a Give, Send, Go fundraising page. He's asking others to pay for his lies. He's asking others to pay this $1,000 a day fine. You cannot make this shit up. I swear to God, these are the biggest hypocrites. And here's the funniest part of this story, though. I mean, this is all pretty funny, but this is the funniest part to me. His fundraising page cites a Bible verse about giving. I don't think Jesus would approve of your actions, Oltmann. So, I don't know. Not a big Bible person, but just a feeling I get, just a hunch. And Oltmann, have you ever heard this one from the Bible? This one I do know. Thou shalt not lie. Anyway, last week, Oltmann told his audience, quote, "I'll be damned if I write a check to that piece of shit." So we'll see if he holds to that, because the judge could, it's at his discretion, he could put Oltmann in jail if he refuses to pay. So I will definitely let you know how this turns out. But yeah, like I said, the year of find out, it's a glorious thing. All right, I will let you know when or if I hear more on all of this. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share and subscribe. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.